Yes. Can I get a number 4, the burrito?
724.
Thank you.
No problem.
You got to start off the day with a little Chick-fil-A, you know what I'm saying? Thank you very much. You too. So anytime I leave Chick-fil-A, I never check my bag. They always get everything right, and I trust them. I trust them that much. I trust them with my life. Burrito, check. Hash browns, check. Zesty buffalo, check. Ketchup, check. All right, so I'm at this office where me and some friends shoot this podcast. That's why you see this miserable company logo right here. But I wanted to come here because this is where I shot the whiskey ad, me and my friend Polly, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys some of the things that we use for the set design. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is this barrel. This is an actual barrel from A. Smith Bowman's Distillery, and Polly asked if we could use it. We went to go pick it up. It's super heavy. I think it's super cool that we got to use this, so I'm glad Polly asked to use it. It's heavy. So the next thing I needed was a background, and I know I wanted a sort of a rustic background, so the idea that we had was to use a palette. So my wife and I were in the process of getting our floors redone, so we went to Floor and Decor, and while we were there, they had all these palettes outside by the dumpster. So I asked if I could get one. They told me yes, and that's where we got this from. Crazy thing is it wasn't big enough, so what we had to do was we took these 2 small like file cabinets and we put them side by side. We put this moving blanket over it. Then we took this apple box right here and we balanced that on top of it, and that was our set to lift it up so it could be high enough over the barrel. So also part of our background, in between the wood pallet and the barrel, we had some firewood and a hatchet, which we put on top of another file cabinet, and then we stuck the hatchet into the firewood, and we just thought that would kind of give like this rustic pioneer type of feel, because on the bottle it says Pioneer Spirit, so that's what we were kind of going for, if that makes sense. Of course, we had the bottle, the whiskey glass, the fake ice, and then we also used this thing. This was under the whiskey glass.
I'm gonna meta this, put it on the story. So we're building out this the light set here for the video shoot for A. Smith Bowman. We've got what is this, SL60 Godox light with a 20-degree grid and a reflector. That's giving us some light on the front label here. We have a gridded strip box for some controlled overhead light. We have a snooted light back there, another SL60, to give us some background light. And then we have this flagged little light just for a little bit of pop of accent and brightness on the hatchet here in the background, just so it doesn't get lost in the scene.
So now I want to go through shot by shot and kind of explain to you the thought process behind it and how we did it. So the very first shot is this kind of slow pushing that's going closer to the bottle and kind of even going like in this downward motion. And for that, I used a really cheap slider. This is the newer slider. I think it's like 40 bucks. Super cheap, not motorized, but I knew I could make it work. It kind of kept seesawing, so that's why in that first push and shot, you see it kind of going down. I kind of leaned into it, so I put the tripod higher than it needed to be, got the full bottle and the whiskey glass and everything in the shot, and then I kind of went down into the bottle, and you can kind of see that in the first shot. It's all about working with what you have. Now, of course, if I was doing this for a client, I would rent better gear. Now for the next shot, you kind of see the bottle turn to like towards the front. I used a turntable for that. I think this is called like the Comic XM or something like that, but I was really excited about buying this because I've wanted to buy it for a while, so this was like a really good excuse to buy it. So yeah, I just kind of got some shots of the bottle turning on this, and then in post just kind of speed ramped it when I need it. Now this next shot, I'm really happy about this shot because I shot it all handheld. I stood on a chair, and a bunch of times I just kept going down and turning the camera, and I did it until I got it right. I prefer to shoot everything handheld if I can. Just shooting handheld just kind of makes it a little more almost like handmade, if that makes sense. Handheld shots just make me feel like I made that shot happen and not a bunch of fancy equipment. So I really like that shot, and it came out really good. The next shot is also handheld. I know it looks really smooth. I did it a bunch of times, but just got different shots of the bottle. And then of course, in post, using some stabilization. So this shot where Polly's pulling the cork out of the bottle, that's on a tripod, and I just kind of zoomed in post. We only had one shot to do that, so I didn't want to get too crazy with it. You know, keep it simple, but doesn't look too bad, you know, and it's not like a super cinematic or super creative shot. It's the shot that's part of the story. This next shot is handheld, and you could probably tell, but I really wanted to focus on this label that they have inside the bottle, which I thought was really cool. And again, part of that pioneer spirit, you have like these people, I don't know, early settlers or something, looking for food to hunt or something. This guy has like a raccoon hat on his head. So yeah, I wanted to get a shot of that. So again, nothing fancy, just a shot that's part of the story where we're dropping the ice, we're making this drink, so we're gonna drop the ice into the glass at different angles, just so it wasn't just too boring, you know? Shooting at different angles kind of gives a different perspective on different shots. The pouring shot we actually shot a bunch of times because we wanted it to look right. I think this is like the last shot. It ended up looking the best, so we ended up using that. But it's funny to me because it's such a simple shot, but like, we had to get it right, so we did it a bunch of times. The second close-up shot, I actually had to come back to the office on a separate day and shoot that. I feel like seeing that part just kind of makes you want to drink it. I don't even drink, and like every time I see that part, along with like the sound design, it's like, ooh, that sounds like it's good. So the shot where Polly puts the glass into focus. The crazy thing about this shot, this was so unplanned. This is actually after shooting another shot, and he's actually taking the glass away. You know, he's like, all right, we finished the shot, so he's pulling it back. And I was like, what if I put that in reverse? So this is actually a reverse shot, but it looks so cool. It's like he made this drink and it's like, here it is. That worked out really good. And we were really lucky. Just someone who edits all the time, it's important that when you're editing to recognize the potential for shots like that. Another handheld shot, just kind of wanted to get a different shot of the Bowman Brothers label and, you know, just kind of like slowly go across it again. Love handheld shots. So then we have the final shot where, again, you're seeing the set. This time, Paulie's in it, and he's simply just setting the glass down just to, you know, kind of like it's done. So he ended up using that shot, and I added a little shake on the drop and also like a bass drop, like a cinematic bass boom. And I love it. It's just like he puts it down with this authority. And then we cut to the label. So yeah, there you have it. By the way, it took forever to do this entire thing. I got here at 8 something. We set up, I think we didn't start shooting the first shot until like 10. Yeah, and now it is exactly 4:13 and we just finished. So yeah, I'm really proud of what I did, with me and Polly did. Polly was a huge help. And I've never really shot anything like this before, and I hope to do more in the future, but I'm really curious to know what other people think. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Be honest, you won't hurt my feelings, I promise. That rhymes, honest, promise, Nostradamus.